Hello everyone, I am Dr. Millie from Aeroplate Chemistry classes, and today I am taking a very important topic from P block element, and the topic is geometry and structure of xenon compounds. You will definitely get some of the questions from this particular video, so please take care that you are doing it by understanding only. And one suggestion from my side is that you should go through the topic called hybridization of orbitals first before coming to this video. The reason is that whenever we talk about the structure of any molecule, we talk about its geometry because the geometry of the molecule decides its structure. Okay, now the second thing is geometry will be decided by hybridization of orbitals. Hybridization, to understand this concept of hybridization, you have to understand the hybridization of orbitals in various circumstances. And for that, I am suggesting you to go through my another video where I have explained hybridization of orbital. And in this video, we will be learning hybridization state of the xenon, and we will be talking about the different compounds made by the xenon in its different hybridization state, which will decide its geometry. So let us start understanding the concept. Here we have atomic number of xenon. It is 54, and the outermost shell configuration of xenon is 4d10, 5s2 and 5p6. This is outermost shell configuration. As you can see here, there are 8 electrons in the outermost shell of the xenon. It is kept in the 18th group. And we all know that the elements which are kept in the 18th group are called inert gases. And this xenon is also inert. But just because of its big size, it can react. Its ionization enthalpy is of that level that we can allow it, we can insist it to make the compound with some of the elements. So xenon makes the compounds out of all these inert gases. Xenon can make compound but in harsh circumstances and with the elements called fluorine and oxygen only. So the xenon compounds with the fluorine and oxygen are available there, and we are going to discuss the geometry and the structure of these xenon compounds here. Here I have mentioned ground state electronic configuration of xenon, atomic number 54. This is ground state electronic configuration, and you can see here all the orbitals are completely filled. Now let us understand what this xenon is going to do when it is about to react. So it is all about when it is in the ground state, it does not need any kind of arrangement because it is itself satisfied completely. But when xenon has to make the compound, it has to prepare room for the coming species, and these rooms are created by using the hybridization process, and this hybridization process we are going to discuss here. So let us understand what happens to the xenon configuration when it gets excited to convert into the compound, to make the compound. So here we are going to talk about how the xenon becomes excited according to the coming species to whom it has to bond to make the compound. For an example, I am taking example here for the xenon fluoride. So depending upon how many guests are coming, how many atoms has to come to make the compound with xenon, that will decide, that number of atoms to be bonded will decide the hybridization state or the room required for the xenon. And this, in this case, only you can see here, in this case only 2 fluorine are coming to the xenon. So the xenon needs 2 more rooms to get ready for the bonding with the fluorine. So what will happen here, this xenon, which is 5s2, 2 electron in the 5s, and 5p, there are 6 electron. Now 1 electron from this p orbital will jump to the 5d orbital of xenon. Now the question arises, I have not drawn these 5d orbitals when I made it in the ground state. The reason behind it is that only that in the ground state, xenon is not utilizing those orbitals. That is why I have not drawn it, because they, although they were present there, but they were not needed. That is why they were not mentioned. But here in this case, xenon is using it. Xenon is trying to use it for the coming species, for the bond with the other elements. That is why we are drawing it. But always they are available in the 5th shell. So 1 electron will jump here, and in that case what will happen, the configuration will turn into 1 and 1, and you can see here the two rooms are half filled now, so that the two fluorine are entering here. The two fluorine can make the bond with these two electrons. Now you must be observing here that we are including in this process of making itself ready, xenon is including its one of the s, that is one s orbital, and all 3p or all p orbitals, that is 3 p orbitals, and one of the d orbitals. So during this preparation, xenon is involving sp3d orbitals, and these 5 orbitals together will make the 5 hybridized orbitals, or I can say 5 hybrid orbitals. And these 5 orbitals are going to arrange themselves so that they will feel least repulsion, and this is the only way they are going to arrange themselves, which we have already discussed earlier. And this geometry is called trigonal bipyramidal. So do remember, here I am talking about the geometry of the molecule, because here the orbitals are arranged in this way, but the filling of electron in the orbital will be done now. That is 1, 2, 3. 3 lone pairs are available there. So the lone pairs will occupy the space at the equatorial positions, because this is the way they can feel least repulsion. And one electron, that is 2 electrons are left out, so these 2 electrons will occupy this space at the axial side. This is your xenon. Actually this xenon orbitals, all of these are said xenon orbital, and these are number and these are 5 in number. So what is happening, this way all the electrons are being distributed in the orbitals, hybrid orbitals made by the xenon. Now 2 of the fluorine, 1 atom of fluorine will react here, and one of will make the bond here, and 1 atom of fluorine will make the bond this side. So 2 of the fluorine will get attached to the xenon in this way. This is the geometry in which the orbitals are arranged, but the structure will be decided by the number of atoms which are linked to that central atom. So here you can see that these are not contributing in the structure, but this is the way they are attached to each other, that is fluorine, xenon and fluorine. So it makes a linear structure of the compound called xenon fluoride. So what kind of structure is there? Linear structure. But what is the geometry of the molecule? Trigonal bipyramidal. Now let us talk about the compound XeF4. So let us see how xenon will prepare itself for making XeF4. Now look at the number of guests coming to the xenon for making the bond. There are 4 fluorines coming to the xenon to make xenon tetrafluoride. So what it has to do? Xenon now this time has to create 4 half-filled rooms, so that it can make bond with the 4 fluorines. This is the ground state electronic configuration. I am going to shift this 1 electron to here, and this is not sorting out the problem. That is why I am going to jump 1 more electron to the another d orbital, and now you can see here there are 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 orbitals are half filled, to whom the fluorine can be bonded. Okay, so now let us see how it is happening. Because 6 orbitals are involved in this, we are going to get 6 orbitals formed after the hybridization. Now what will happen if 6 hybrid orbital will form? These 6 hybrid orbitals will arrange themselves to feel least repulsion. So the geometry becomes octahedral. And what is that octahedral geometry? Look at this. Xenon is the element. These are orbitals of xenon, 4 orbitals, and 1 to the upside and 1 to the downside. So this is called square planar geometry. Bipyramidal it is. Not only a square planar, bipyramidal. So this is called a square planar bipyramidal geometry, or better known as octahedral geometry. So this way the xenon will arrange its orbital. But this is the geometry only. The structure will be decided by the number of lone pair electrons. So how many lone pair of electrons you can see here? There are 2 lone pair electrons I can C. So what will be the structure of the xenon? That will decided by lone pair of electron. So how the lone pair are going to arrange themselves? These lone pair will settle down at the maximum distance, that is at the axial sides of the orbitals, and these equatorial position will be occupied by 1 electron which are available for the bonding. So here they are, 1 electron, and this fluorine going to bond with the 1 electron of each orbital to form XeF4. Now all of you can observe here and understand this concept that these two lone pair are not going to contribute in the making of structure because they are clouds simply. What is the structure then left out? Here is the structure. So this is the structure called square planar. Now let us understand the symmetry of hexafluoride, xenon hexafluoride. Now this time how many rooms were required for the xenon, for the fluorine to attach with? Now 6 rooms will be required. And these 6 rooms will be arranged by the xenon by the jumping of electron from the P to D. So I am just jumping one of the electron from each P orbital to the D orbital. So this way 1, 1 and 1 from each P, 3P electrons are now jumped to the 3D orbitals, and the configuration becomes this. And just because we are involving one of the S, 3 of the P and 3 of the D, so the hybridization of this xenon, hybridization state of the xenon in the making of XeF6 becomes sp3d3. And because we are using 1 plus 3 orbitals, that is we are using 7 orbitals, and these 7 hybrid orbitals are now again going to arrange themselves so that they can feel least repulsion. And the only way for the orbitals to arrange themselves to feel the least repulsion is the pentagonal bipyramidal. So what it is? Pentagonal bipyramidal. We have one lone pair here. Geometry to we have decided, and it is pentagonal bipyramidal. But the structure will be only any of the equatorial position will be occupied by the lone pair of electron, and rest of the positions will be occupied by fluorine and fluorine. So because we have to attach it with the 6 fluorine, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 fluorine are being attached with the xenon in the different orbitals having only 1 electron in them, and this is occupying one of the space in the equatorial position. Hence because of this repulsion between the lone pair and bond pair, this perfect pentagonal bipyramidal structure will be little distorted, and that is why the structure is called distorted octahedral. Now I am going to make this here for you so that you can compare it with the octahedral. Octahedral perfect structure was this kind of. Okay, but now it is what is happening because of this repulsion from both the side. What is happening here? This kind of structure will be formed, which is resembling with octahedral, but it is not the perfect octahedral. It is a distorted octahedral. Okay, now I am going to discuss you the compound with oxygen. I am taking the example of XeO3. So here we are going to make XeO3 from the xenon. Now xenon here, the configuration will remain same for the ground state, and I am drawing it again. Ground state configuration will remain same. In case of oxygen, one thing you have to understand, that one thing is that xenon is going to, oxygen always makes 2 bonds, and 1 bond out of every 2 bond. We know that the first bond is the sigma bond, sigma, and the second bond is always pi bond. So this xenon is going to attach with the oxygen with 2 kind of bonds. 1-1-1 oxygen, 1-1-1 bond will be the sigma, and another bond will be the pi bond. Now here one thing you have to remember is the hybridization process will totally depend upon that how many sigma bonds are being formed between the atoms. So here we will just bother about the sigma bond, but we have to take care that we have to leave the electrons for the making of double bond, that is pi bond also. So count the sigma bond here. How many sigma bonds are there? 3 sigma bond I am having in this compound. And how many pi bonds will be there? 3 pi bonds will be there in this compound. Now we need 3 plus 3, that is 6 electrons we want single. Okay, so that every oxygen can make sigma and pi, both kind of bonds with them. But 6 electrons should be single, but out of these 6, 3 electrons will be involved in the hybridization. Because I need 6 electrons to be singly occupied, 6 orbitals to be singly occupied, I am going to jump 1, 1 and 1 electron from here to here, from P to D. So this is the configuration we wanted, because we wanted 6 electrons. Now the purpose is 3 pi bonds we have to form. So we need to involve 3 electrons, single electrons in the hybridization, and rest of the orbitals we will make free. We will not be including in the hybridization because we will be using them in making the pi bond. So this is for the pi bond, and these 3 will be the part of hybridization. So can you tell me how many orbitals we are using for the hybridization? I am using 1s, this one, and 3p, so that we will arrange 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Okay, so if there are 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, this sp3 hybridization will decide the geometry of the molecule. So the geometry of the molecule becomes tetrahedral, and we can draw the tetrahedral geometry as Xe, this, one bond with each oxygen. This is sigma and sigma bond. Look at this, how many lone pairs are there? So this lone pair will occupy the space at the upside, which is going to repel these two with the force and this forces of repulsion. One more bond, because oxygen is satisfied with the 2 bonds only. So 1 sigma, 1 pi and 1 pi will be formed between them. But the structure becomes, look at this, this is only the cloud, that is why it is not going to contribute in the structure. So the structure becomes pyramidal. You can see this pyramid here. So 1, 2, 3 oxygen at the downside. So it is going to make the pyramid like 1. It is going to make the pyramid like 1 oxygen, 2 oxygen and 3 oxygen. And here we have the cloud. So the pyramid like structure will be formed. So the structure of the compound, of this compound, will be pyramidal. Okay, but the geometry of this compound will be tetrahedral, and hybridization of this compound, in this compound for the xenon, will be sp3 hybridization. So we have to take care that in case of fluorine there was no issue, because we were connecting it with the 1 bond, pi sigma bond only, and we were utilizing all the electrons there. But this time we are going to make 2 bonds, that is sigma and pi both. Pi are not involved in the hybridization. Sigma bonds are being formed by the structure created after the hybridization. So this way we will be using this concept.